Howdy, Rover Riders. Well, today I'm working on a project. In front of you, you see a picture of a Minoura accessory clamp holder with adjustable LW clamp that holds up to 2 devices. This holder is really kind of nice. The bottom part right here wraps around your Versa bars. Then you can set the angle here. You can move this a couple of different directions so that it's centered or that it's not. This is a 7/8 diameter tube. I've ran into a problem. Okay, so here's the problem I've got. This right here is the mount for my air zone. This right here is the mount for my Garmin Express. And the 2 diameters here and here are different. Now, if I use the standard 7/8 tube that came with this Minoura, this is it right here. I've got it taken apart. Okay. I can take some of, you might have seen this stuff before. If you've ever gone to the doctor's office and got your blood drawn, this is that stuff they use to wrap around your arm to make your blood flow. I happen to use, it's very, very thin. I don't know if you can see how thin that is. That's very, very thin. It makes good shim stock, so I bought a bunch of rolls off of Amazon and I use that. But in order to get, or wait a minute. So I take this, I wrap it around this a couple of times, and then my air zone mount will work. But in order to do this, I have to use a big old 1/16 shim stock, and this is going to have to go in there kind of like that, and there's no guarantee you're going to get it tight and it's going to hold. So I decided to do something else. A while ago I invested in this stuff. This is solid black Dextron rod. It comes in different sizes. I have 3/4, 7/8, and 1 inch. I cut myself a 2.5 inch piece of it right here, drilled a hole through it in the center right there so I could put the screw in. Now I'm going to mount this thing up on my holder on my Rover, and hopefully it'll get there. Alright, so that's the project I'm working on. And while I'm at it, those of you people who like to do these little projects and like to work on your own bikes, I'm going to recommend 2 tools to you. Number 1, doesn't have to be a Mitutoyo. You want a set of calipers that have both American Standard inch and metric. With a flick of a button, you go from American Standard to metric sizes. This comes in very handy. Okay. You also want yourself a drill tap chart like I've got here. This thing's actually about 18 years old. I had this when I was working tool and die. I mean, this thing's old. And there's one more tool I think you should possibly have in your toolbox. Can you see this? This is a Dremel. Now, this is the older model. This Dremel Moto tool is the older model. It's the older 395 model that I have currently set up with the Flex tool. And as you can see here, and I'm doing this with my phone, so it's not very wide, but you can see I have a little sanding disc on there. This makes working on things very easy because you got finger control on it. And I also have this set up on the Dremel workstation stand that allows me to use it like a mini drill press. Not very big though, as far as being able to handle different drill sizes and stuff. But this is the old one, and this right here is the new kit. And let me tell you something, folks. This little tool is handy for a lot of different things. I use it on a lot of my projects. If you're going to have a tool for working on bikes and stuff, this is probably it, because it can do a lot of different things. Of course, you also are going to want your standard, screwdrivers, wrenches, and that kind of stuff. Both metric and American, because you never know what's on these bikes. But hopefully, if things get organized the way I'm hoping they're going to be organized, when I get done playing with this, I'm going to have an air zone mount here, and I'm going to have my Garmin GPS mount here, and then this will go back on the Rover on the right hand side, and still leave me room to be able to see my side mirrors there, so I can see what's sneaking up behind me. So, alright, thought I'd share that little bit of information with you guys. Okay, for those of you who are wondering how this project's turning out, this is the 1-inch diameter solid Dextron rod that I cut to 2.5 inches. This is going to, where my thumb is, it's going to be the mount for the air zone. It's loose right now because I need to adjust both of these once I get this piece down here where my thumb is back on, which connects down here. Okay, down here below. Whoops, man, I dropped it. Once I get that set in place, I will then adjust this screw and this screw up here so that these are in the right position on the bike, and I will show you what that looks like too. The reason I had to cut this down, the original cross piece here is 4.5 inches long, and as you have seen from previous videos, I'm a larger guy. I need every inch of space I can in the saddle there, and this right side, or the left side over here where my thumb is now, kept rubbing up against my legs. So basically what I've done is kind of shorten this up a bit. By using this solid plastic, I can make this crossbar whatever length I want. And as you can see right here in the bottom, all I did was drill a 3/16 hole through the center of this rod, and then I just screwed this in, and it's nice and tight. So I'm not going to worry about that. So this project's turning out pretty good. I mean, I could tweak it out a little bit more by maybe moving this over, but I have to remember that air zone's pretty big and it takes a lot of room down here, down below where my other two fingers are. I might be able to eliminate some of this right here on the right side, but probably won't because nothing interferes with that. So, alright. I'll get this thing done, get it out on the bike, and take a picture and finish this video. Okay, well, we've got the accessory mount remounted, and I wanted to show this to you guys. As you can see here, I'm looking down the side. This is where my legs are going to be. The only thing my legs are going to hit are going to be this thing right here, and I'm used to that, and that don't bother me. There's nothing right here. This is the line I was trying to keep all the way through, because otherwise I hit stuff. The problem with this air zone system is it's so big, as you can see, and I have to be able to reach and hit this brake lock right here. Okay, turn the camera here. Okay, right now I'm unlocked. Right now I'm locked. Okay, and then the way I've got this set up, here's my Garmin, my GPS, but I also have to be able to see what's behind me, what's going on behind me, so I couldn't have the Garmin in the way. So it's kind of sitting here. The camera is actually parallel to the ground. It's sitting perpendicular to the floor here. So you're looking at it the same way I would look at it. This thing is on a nice little, is on an angle. It's going to be, it is going to be readable, I think. Well, one way to find out, huh? Push the button on and see what the heck happens. Oh yeah, I think it's going to be doable. 100%, Ah, there we go. Hit ride, and then voila. All right, so my Garmin GPS is going to be workable. You know, everything's going to be fine. So cool. So, you know, I had to use the handyman secret weapon here for bikes mounting, which is this blue stuff again. because I found out that when I put the air sound system together, the little white collet that it clips to, even though I had it super tight as I could get it, it was still slipping on this plastic rod, because this plastic rod is very smooth and very slippery. One little layer of the blue stuff and voila, I've got all the grip I need. But yeah, I like the air sound system, but I got to find a better way to mount it, I think, on here. And like I say, it does the trick. Talk to you guys later. Ranger Rover out. Or Ranging Rover out, or whatever the heck it is.